GPU prices are getting ridiculous. The new RTX 5090 is over $3,000. That's literally more than I paid for my entire gaming setup. So instead of spending that, I challenged myself to find the cheapest GPU I could possibly find. And I also want to see if it's possible to game on such a cheap GPU. Because let's be real, not everyone has a couple of grand lying around to spend on the latest GPU. So I'm going to be trying to get a GPU for just $20 and try not to get scammed. We'll unbox it, set it up, throw it into my gaming PC and see what it can really do. And by the end, we'll find out if this $20 GPU can actually game or if it belongs back in the recycling bin. All right, so let's first of all try Amazon. Let's type in graphics cards, right? And then if we set our price to like the cheapest it will possibly go. Right, what have we got here? What is this? ATL HD 6770 graphics cards. We've also got a Litrizzi GT210. Is that it? There's literally just 2 cheap GPUs on Amazon and the rest is literally just accessories. With no luck on Amazon, I tried eBay. I feel like we have better luck on eBay. Let's see what we can find. Ooh, Nvidia Quadro 4000 2GB DDR5. I didn't know that graphics cards had DDR5 memory. Lots of Nvidia Quadros. They seem like quite a popular option actually, and they're fairly cheap as well. In fact, let's see how much we're actually working with here. $20 in pounds. Oh, we've literally got a £15 budget, so I can't even get an Nvidia Quadro. That is so annoying. So after lots of searching, I finally found one within budget over on my friend Tech4Change's eBay store. All right, I think I found one. An Nvidia Quadro K2000 2GB GDDR5 graphics card for just £15. This is brilliant. We're actually under budget here. Let's go ahead and buy this Nvidia Quadro K2000. Looks pretty good. What could possibly go wrong? So I hit buy now on that, and a few days later, it arrived. All right, so our $20 GPU has arrived. It arrived this morning. So now it's time to take it out the box and see what we've actually got in here. So the box feels quite lightweight. I'm not sure if there's a GPU in here or not. Hopefully we didn't get scammed. All right, let's see. And we've got some bubble wrap. Okay. All right, so I think this is the card itself. Oh, look, we've got some of these things. I haven't seen these in ages. But anyway, here is our graphics card in a nice anti-static bag, which is a good sign. Right, let's have a look at our Nvidia Quadro graphics card. So it's a bit bigger than I expected, but it's in fairly good condition, I would say. Not many scratches or scrapes. So we've got DisplayPort and DVI on the back. So I guess now it's time to install it in our computer and see if it actually works. Right, so I'm actually going to be smart about this, and we're actually going to install the Nvidia Quadro drivers first before we take out my old graphics card. Otherwise, we'll put in the new graphics card and we'll just get a black screen and nothing will work. So I went looking for the correct drivers, but there was a problem. Well, we found our first problem. It won't install because we haven't got the graphics card installed. Right, I think we're going to risk it and we're going to put in our Quadro K2000 into my gaming PC and see what happens. So it should be pretty straightforward. Anyway, while I put this graphics card into this computer, I'm going to tell you about our video sponsor, NordPass. If you've ever found yourself using the same password for like the 100th time, or even worse, just forgetting your password and having to do the old password reset thing, then this is where NordPass can help. You see, NordPass is a powerful password manager that securely stores all of your logins, secure notes, and credit card information all in one place. It's all end-to-end encrypted, so not even NordPass can see what you're doing. Now, if you think you're a bit of an expert, you'll probably go, I've never been hacked, so I don't need to worry. Well, you've got to be very careful because now with the rise in AI, hackers can get quite smart and sophisticated with their attacks. And the main reason for getting hacked is often weak and reused passwords. In a business, you have many cyber threats such as leaked data, compromised passwords and accounts, and even malware. However, this is where NordPass comes in. because NordPass actually has a built-in data breach scanner, which can actually compare all of your logins against data breaches found on the dark web. And if it does find a match, it immediately alerts you and gives you steps on how to secure your accounts again. It's also got a password health checker as well, which helps make sure all of your passwords are strong and unique. If you're ready to check out NordPass for yourself, head to the link in the description down below, and if you use the code NOTRODAN, you can get 20% off the NordPass business plan. Right, final checks all in. I've managed to screw the GPU in so it's not sagging so much. We can get this power connector out of the way. We shouldn't be needing that. So everything's all installed. Let's turn it on and see what happens. 3, 2, 1. Yes, we've got signal on screen. Right, we're gonna need to install the drivers anyway though. Yes, it's allowing us to install it. But you're not gonna believe this, it still didn't work. Right, so I'm pretty sure that the driver that we've installed is probably corrupt, because when I run the installer, the screen flashes and it goes to the correct resolution, but then it just fails. So I think it's failing somewhere along the way. So I've checked some other drivers, but I just can't seem to get the same thing to work. So our only option probably now is to use my old friend Snappy Driver Installer. Snappy Driver, if you don't know, installs your drivers for you. It basically scans all of your hardware and finds you the latest drivers. It's basically like Windows Update, but it's open source and you can actually choose when to install your updates. Luckily, Snappy Driver Installer found the correct drivers for our graphics cards and I was able to get them installed no problem. But let's have a look at our task manager here. As you can see, we've got our Ryzen 9 5900X paired with an Nvidia Quadro K2000. We've got 2 GB of GPU memory. And if we look at our GPU Z here, all's looking pretty good. 28 nanometer. Wow, everything all seems to work. So I guess now it's time to test it in games. Let's just get into some Minecraft, nice easy game to run and see how it does. But I still ran into problems. Every time that I launched Minecraft, I got this error code. What is going on? Luckily, I was able to fix it by downgrading my graphics driver to get the correct OpenGL support for Minecraft. Right, it's finally time to try Minecraft on the $20 GPU. We're going to load up 1.20, 1.5 and see if it will finally not crash. Right, let's load up a world and see how many frames we can get. Okay, let's have a look at our frames. And we were actually getting decent performance on Minecraft with a $20 graphics card. This is the latest version of the game as well, which I was quite surprised about. That's actually really good. A $20 GPU Quadro K2000 is getting 120 FPS. Now we don't have any mods, Optifine, Sodium, Fabric, none of that. We're on quite good video settings as well. But what happens if we turn down all of our video settings, go on a super flat world? What is the maximum FPS we can get out of this card? Right, here we are. Straight away, we're in at 200 FPS. Let's just look down, 300, dig down. Look up in the sky. Okay, not great, but I know a way to make the FPS even higher. This is kind of cheating, but let's just go into, 1000 FPS on a $20 GPU by going into the void on a super flat world and making the window really small. But hey, we've done it. But how does this $20 GPU fare in some other games? Let's try. So I tried Fortnite. All right, here we are in game. I mean, at least it runs. So that's a good thing. And we're getting 11 FPS. Yeah, looks like I'm going to have to turn down my video settings for this one. All right, that's a bit more like it. We've put it on low settings and now we're getting 42 FPS. I mean, yeah, you know, I could play Fortnite like this. It'd take a bit of getting used to. It kind of feels like playing on console with keyboard and mouse right now. Sort of 45 FPS. In fact, I think a console could probably do a better job at running Fortnite than this. I don't think we're going to be able to get any higher, and it'd probably be even lower in an actual game. So this may just be it for Fortnite. But not all hope was lost, because I actually messed around with the full screen resolution and actually managed to get decent performance on Fortnite. All you have to do is just set your monitor to like the lowest it'll possibly go, and you might actually be able to play Fortnite with decent FPS. You can look down, you can look up, and you'll get about 200 maximum. So to be honest, I see this as a win. I've just loaded up GTA 5 and we're actually getting 60 frames, which I'm quite surprised about, to be honest. Now, the Nvidia Quadro did actually come out in the same year that GTA 5 came out, so maybe this game and this $20 GPU were just meant to be. Alright, hang on, don't get too ahead of yourself, you're not even playing in full screen. I've just disabled VSync and now we're getting about 80 frames, which is quite good for GTA 5. Not bad actually. If you want a cheap GPU to play GTA 5, this $20 GPU could be just that. I even tried the benchmark feature on GTA 5 and the FPS, although it was all over the place, still stayed above 60 FPS, which is pretty good. Overall then, should you buy a $20 GPU for gaming? Honestly, if you've got a decent computer like mine, it's probably not a good idea. However, I have done some benchmarks in all of the games that we've played and I'll show them on screen right now. I think it did fairly decent for its price. It might do a little bit worse if paired with a worse computer, but we'll maybe do that in the future. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.